This is the Convo Podcast. This is your main man, the man of the people, coming. And with me, I have amazing guests. And today, we want to do the Convo movie review. And with me, I have the amazing, the most intelligent man in this whole wide world, Segun. Segun, how are you doing?
Great to be here. Thank you for the applaud and the good words. It's nice to be here.
All right. Now, I did not come here alone. I know you have seen this Amonisha, this what do you call it in Igbo? Because the movie we want to talk about is Odogu trying to do something nice and showing people a lot of pepper. So, and with me, I have the only person that Odogu can take care of. The only person that show how Odogu should live. And with me is Amaka.
Thanks so much for the hype. I'm really excited to be here.
It's not hype. You are not the Amaka they said. It's not hype. You are not the Amaka they said, Amaka disappoints me. You can never disappoint. Yeah. You are always on point.
Yeah.
What if I end up disappointed?
You can't.
Amaka on point. That's nice.
If you did not disappoint Odogu, you can't disappoint anybody.
Thank you so much.
So, before we start, guys, we just want to do a quick shout out to our fans on Spotify. You guys have been clamoring that we should come on YouTube, and we are live and direct on YouTube. And one more thing, guys, you can see the artwork here. This artwork by Salim Zuman Art. If you want to check it out, just check Zuman Art on Instagram or Salim on Instagram. We are going to put everything on our the description. Now, quickly, guys, the movie we want to discuss about, analyze, talk about lifestyle. And please, on the Convo Podcast, which is a movie review by us, we are not telling you the movie or telling you how to live your life. It's just us to see how life should be, the patterns, trauma, how to solve life problem, and we use movie to discuss that. So the movie we want to talk about is Love in Every Words. Awesome movie by Oboli, awesome actress, and awesome Odogu actress too. Bambam did a great job on that movie. Guys, before we start the movie, talk about the movie. Can we talk about the character? What do you think about that character? The two lead artists. What do you think? Amaka first.
Uzor and Bambam, they have this great chemistry. They made the movie seamless.
Yes.
It wasn't overplayed. Their role were not overplayed. And they made people that probably have lost, they are already like, what's this word? They've lost out of love, or they are falling out of love. They made them like believe in love and romance and making it seem like it is that easy, of which we all know love is not as simple as that.
Yeah. Well, Segun, I want to hear your thoughts on these two characters.
Yeah, I think they played the role well, because I think from my own perspective, it's about the writers of the story.
Yeah.
I think when I watched, I was like, I like the angle of the writers of the story, or the writer of the story. And I also like the fact that the two lead artists, or two lead actor and actress, they represented or played that role very well.
Yes.
So I think it was a very, very enjoyable movie. I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to discussing more on it.
And I said this before we started the review, or start watching the movie together. I said I've met Stalin Easy, wonderful personality, but Uzor is having my heart. The way that Igbo vibe, that Igbo accent. I'm not from Igbo land, but that Igbo accent. What's wrong with there? You want me to spoil you? You know that stuff. And I know ladies love that. So guys, we are not going to analyze the movie like they did right or wrong. We want to talk about how this movie is, how we can translate it to real life words. Now, the first question is this: do you think there is something called love at first sight? Because there was a scene where Chioma saw Uzor on a slow motion and just like love at first sight. Do you think there's anything called love at first sight?
It depends on the perspective, but I believe for some persons they've fallen in love at first sight. It hasn't happened to me yet. Yeah, it has not happened to me yet, but I have that belief that some persons actually fell in love at first sight. I know you want to say it's attraction at first sight. I know that's what you want to say, but then just believe it. There's love at first sight.
There's no, but really, before I let you jump on this. Amaka, you ladies are expecting, don't you think this is fantasy? Like, it's one thing that everybody want that feeling, that movie feeling, or that butterfly in the tummy. I say, oh, I felt this butterfly in my tummy. Maybe that's what I needed to get my true love. What do you think about that?
I know the expectations in the movie, they set the expectations so high that will make, let's say, that will make people just feel like this is what I want out of life. This is the type of romance I want. They made it seem like this is how love should be like. It shouldn't be stressful. Yeah, the love was stressful in that movie.
It's not that stressful.
It was actually stressful.
17,000 pounds jewelry. Oh, sorry, dollars jewelry. If you call that stressful, then
that's over stressful.
No.
And Odogu said, Odogu won exactly. Odogu said, you are not spending my money.
Which money are they not spending? It's funny, man.
Shall we jump on this? Love at first sight.
I think, first of all, if you understand the nature of love, you understand that you cannot love someone at first sight. The nature of love is that for you to love somebody, it's not just when you see the person. That's why there's what they call lost love and limerence. So that one is not, we're not talking about. But the reality is, love itself is when you know the person.
That's true.
When you know the person, not just when you know the person's good side, but when you know the person's bad side.
All around.
And the most important word when it comes to love is nevertheless. I used to say it's nevertheless. That means when you know the person in totality, both the good and the bad. I said, nevertheless, I love this person. So the reality is, when you understand the nature of love, you can't love at first sight. But I understand that, first of all, there is love that is an economy. There's love that is a business. And the business of love is romanticism or romance. So I understand that you need to sell things about, for example, now, do you know how many people are selling rose?
That's true.
During Valentine? People are selling, do you know some people's businesses are seasonal businesses? And Valentine is a very, very lucrative period for those businesses. So you have to sell love. So that's why I don't want to spoil those businesses. I want those businesses to make money. So the reality is that there's an economy of love, but the reality is the real love is you can't love at first sight. But there's attraction at first sight. At first sight, there's lust at first sight. There's this butterfly feeling at first sight. But the reality is whatever makes you happy, whatever makes you sleep at night. I just feel it's good for the business, and I love the movies.
You
have to say that whatever makes us sleep at night.
Makes you happy. I have been saying that if I should say it's going to look a little bit touchy. I want people to understand that this fantasy, even though as much as a lot of these things you want in your life, but it's fantasy, and I have the feeling that I also said it that movies like this, romantic movies like this, not specifically about this movie, but movies like this, it has the same effects as cartoons have on children.
So we are going a place.
So, but I know it's touchy, but I just believe that in that way you can enjoy it. But the reality is, a lot of these things might not happen the way you have seen it in movies. A lot of these over-the-top things might not happen in everybody's life. So don't take your hopes too high that this one is not matching it. What you have seen in the movie, you now get. So that's just my ball. Whatever makes you happy.
But really, before Amaka, you jump on this, I want to ask you a question. Thank God you're a lady and you are going to be with us for a long episode this season, analyzing movies. Not only analyzing, but let's see how it translates to reality. So, have you ever met okay, let me put it this way. Have your friend ever met a guy and came back to you and said, I met this guy and this guy is awesome. I just fell in love at first sight. And what is the next step that your friend did?
In the recent, looking back at it, I think nobody has ever told me I met a guy, it's awesome and I fell in love at first sight.
You need to check out your friends. What are they doing? What are they doing now? So you did not fall in love at first sight. These people are getting that now.
I not really had that. I just feel like they probably have not met that person with that chemistry yet. Yes.
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
So
I
wish that for them though. I wish that for them. I wish they experienced it. The love at first sight thing.
You wish that for them?
Yeah, I wish that for them. Love is a beautiful thing though.
Love is a beautiful thing.
Love is a beautiful thing, really. Because even me myself, I've experienced part of that. But I know it's not love. It's attraction.
That's new for me, Chef.
No. Yeah, I might look very hard, but the reality, I've seen people that be like, I like this lady at first sight. But I also understand that it's both chemistry and character.
Yeah.
That's what's entailed. So I've seen there's a chemistry I like, but the reality is, for me to say I love her, I must also know the character part of things, because most relationship is the character and other things that makes it fall apart. So you can. But
for me, let me just tell you, in that movie I saw red flags, not like bad acting, but I saw red flags that every lady should always run for. Number one, I don't know how our viewers see this, but any guy that said, I do forex trade, cryptocurrency, yes, but you have no side business, you have no other thing than cryptocurrency, it's a red flag for me.
Forex is coming for you.
Because really, you can't tell me that you are doing forex. Yes, I know it's lucrative, but you are collecting money from a lady to invest in forex. Is that not a red flag, Amaka?
Yeah, collecting money from a lady, actually. I think it just depends on the timing. Mm-hmm. Because somebody you just met for the first time, you cannot just go ahead and start asking the person for money. So obviously they've known each other for a long time. Yeah. And it's not even just forex he invested in real estate too.
Yeah, invested in them drop shipping. He did like 4 businesses.
Invested in real estate.
He did like 4 businesses. So I think that's like a clear definition of a playboy.
Yeah.
But also, to jump on that question, it's not really about, I know people look at it in terms of the guy as a playboy. But I also believe that sometimes when you get into a relationship with such kind of people, it says something about the people you are getting in love with, and it also says a lot about the kind of person you are.
That's true.
Because if you see, I know sometimes love can be very, very funny, and sometimes you fall in love with the wrong kind of people. But if you have a consistent trend of falling in love with the wrong people, before you start saying they are bad people or they are wrong people, look at yourself. What is making you to fall in love with such kind of people? And I feel, in my own, if I want to use the psychology aspect of things,
okay, let's hear that.
I feel she was battling from a lot of trauma.
Yeah, we're going to get there though.
Getting there. So, and I feel that our choice of the kind of men she got in love with, especially that playboy, is that because maybe she was, her parents, I think from what we gathered from the film, her father was kind of like someone that had many or multiple families, right? And he was well-to-do.
Yeah.
Yes.
So because he was well-to-do, he was able to have that luxury of having 2 or more wives.
Yeah.
And so she feels that the way to protect herself from having a husband like her father is to be in a relationship where she controls all the keys.
So dumb people all around, whether they are not too rich or not too...
Where she can actually be in charge of the financial key, so that you don't have the option of, deciding to take another wife. But the reality is that playboy, look at that guy with the dreads and with the beards, and the guy is actually cheating on her. I know the movie doesn't go deep, but for someone to do drop shipping in real estate, he's a playboy. I believe this is the perfect definition of a playboy. This is a gigolo. But it's just that she, at that moment, she was the sugar mommy. And I think she adopted that role of sugar mommy because of parental experience or the emotional training.
Okay, but Amaka, what do you think about these playboy thing and all these trauma attached? You said a lot of psychology, but I just want your take on this. What do you think?
Just like how we said, it still boils down on psychology. Because if you realize that you're going through same pattern, probably you're dating a particular type of woman or a particular type of man, it might actually be that you're the one attracting them to yourself.
Exactly.
So if you keep being with a playboy, obviously you're attracting a playboy to yourself, either based on your childhood trauma, probably because of something that has happened before, and your whole the way you are, they just keep coming to you. You just realize that everybody that comes to me, they're either a playboy or they have this certain look, certain charisma with them and all that.
But on the lighter note, do you know, I did a study. Guys, disclaimer, I did the study. Like personal study.
You know what, dragging?
You can drag me, but I believe that most ladies have the tendency of getting married or dating people that is more like their father.
Yeah.
I do not disagree with that.
Yeah, sure.
I do not disagree with that.
No, I think it's a proven. I don't want to go psychological because they say this guy don't come again.
Psychology. Just look at this.
Even for guys also.
So do you mean that if I am married and I'm married to a woman that means I have the tendency of doing things that my father have done.
No. I think what it means is, I don't want to call it complex, but it's actually a complex in psychology. What do you find? They call it, the first one is electra complex.
Okay.
Second one is Oedipus complex. What it means is that women are more likely, because of where you grew up, the first marriage you ever experienced is the marriage of your parents.
Yes.
And so the first understanding of love is the love that your parents show.
Yeah.
So you are more likely to feel that a man that behaves the way your father behaves is replicating the kind of love you understand. So that's the electoral complex. And also for guys also, like me now, I want a woman that behaves like my mom. I know that.
Almost, but not controlling you like your mom.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. But I want someone that, if I look at the kind of woman I like, I always want someone that is like my mom, someone gentle, someone, I don't like someone that is, so that is it's like a very, very pure
distance. Pure distance, okay.
Very, very pure
that's why most times when a child experience domestic violence at home, probably the father beating the mother, it tends to happen to them in their marriage, and they will see it as normal thing because this is what happened in my home.
That's true. To add to what Amaka said, because that's actually the fact. This is only to say, if you love me, you must beat me.
Yes, because that's the type of love they understand.
But don't you think that is traumatic? That is like
traumatic.
That's the pattern of trauma.
Because the reality is, now let me say something about this lady, Bambam, in this movie.
Choma.
Or Choma in the movie, Bambam / Choma in the movie. Okay. So the reality is, you can see that she was comfortable in relationships that were dysfunctional.
Exactly.
Because it represented the kind of relationship she wanted to have because of trying to run away from her trauma. But you see the moment when she got to a relationship that was in quote stable, in quote secure with Odogu, she was feeling uncomfortable.
Okay.
She was like, is this real? You understand? The reality is, when people say spec, let me not go there. Let me not go there.
But go there.
There's a popular saying on social media that we all know. I think it came from a particular popular movie, that says you accept the love you think you deserve.
Yes, you deserve.
I think it's true. I think it's true. So people spec, to them is the right thing, but some people spec are a product of traumas.
Okay.
A product. So you can see her, even when she saw Odogu that was doing all the things she wanted.
Everything.
There's this something. So the reality is that a person with trauma can be in heaven, but will leave heaven and still want to go to the earth. It's just like, let me know, is this phrase? No, please listen to me and not take me wrongly. It's just like
be open-minded.
It's just like a pig. I am a farmer.
A pig.
A pig likes to wallow in debt. So I'm not saying everybody's wallowing in debt. A pig likes to wallow in debt. No matter how you take a pig into the most beautiful place,
you will say come back to that.
You will say come back, because the pig thinks that is the most secure place for me. So, and the reality is that people keep going back to places that are not.
But can we say this is a sign of trauma?
It's definitely trauma.
Definitely.
Okay. Can we, like this word? Someone said this thing that I said, it's better to marry a woman that loves money than having a wicked man, a wicked woman. Is that traumatic on its own? Like, I want to put it this way. Is a guy said it's better to marry a woman that loves money, irrespective of how the woman is asking for the money, like, or instead of marrying a wicked woman. Can we say that argument shows a balance that sometimes it's better to have women that love luxury than having a wicked woman?
I don't know if Amaka wants to say.
No, but I want you to say it psychologically now.
Okay. I think it's also a part of a trauma in the sense of, trauma is not just what has happened to you, but also where you're running from. So it shows when someone says it's better to have a woman that likes money more than a wicked woman. I think it's just trying to run away from wicked women.
I don't want to say it because it's trending about a particular lady that you people know, that you follow drag with her mother. They married a very old man. They allegedly.
I think one of the realities, to be very fair with you and to say
they said it is better to cry in Lamborghini.
It's trauma.
Than to cry.
It's trauma response.
I
think the first trauma you have that most people have in Nigeria is poverty. Poverty is trauma.
It's traumatic.
The reality, a lot of people are getting into relationships or marriages.
For security.
Yes. For material
to get dragged. But the reality is, when a lady says, if you are dating me, you must do this, she's traumatized. Poverty is the highest leading cause of trauma in this country.
Yes.
And one thing about it is that once you've witnessed poverty, once you faced poverty, you don't want to go back there.
Yeah.
So most times they do everything it takes to make sure they do not end up in poverty.
Exactly. That's perfect.
I was in when serving at Imo State, a well-known minister came to that place, Miles Moron, a motivational speaker and a pastor. Nice. And I was first chance I met him, and he said, whatever thing that you think you should not happen to you, that is what you need to change.
Yeah.
And I think number one thing that Nigerians don't want it happening to them is being poor.
Yeah.
And that is why you see us flaunting our money at any chance we get.
Yeah.
And that's a sign of big trauma.
Yeah. It's a trauma.
So,
Okay.
Okay. Well, continue.
No. I don't want to. Okay, I think it's true. You don't want to sound so distant, but I think there was a particular podcast I listened to. Let me not promote the corporate, but I know people know the man that wrote The Psychology of Money, Monganauzel. I think he talked about how that he can know if you have a money trauma. There's something called money trauma.
Yeah.
By saying the more extravagant you live in terms of wanting to show you out your wealth, and the things you chase with your money when you are suddenly or you become rich, it shows what you were deprived of in your former life when you didn't have money, and it shows the degree to which you have money trauma.
Wow.
So money. So I think for ladies really, or for people that say before you date me you must have this money, or for guys that are slow, the reality is I'm not against. If I see a lady that says my guy must have money, I must take care of me, I don't castigate those ladies. I don't. All I'm trying to just say is I understand that those are your standards and those are your demands, which is nice. But the reality is don't pursue that alone and forget things like character. Don't pursue that alone and forget things like good behavior. You understand? I know that good behavior, maybe your mom or maybe we have seen situations where women marry into families that are not particularly well to do.
Yeah.
You get? I understand that. But you can just be like, okay, your mom maybe had good behavior, good character, but maybe she married a man that was not really well to do.
Yeah.
But don't lose, because you are looking for money now, don't lose those good character that she had. Collect it and improve on it. I mean, so that's what I feel. But I think what people are having in this society today is that they are forgetting those good character, good girl they pay, and those decide that is money. And on the other side also in terms of guys also. Guys now just believe if I can have money,
I can do anything.
And they can be terrible man beings, but if I have money, no wala.
Sure.
Based on what he said about money trauma, it's not really limited to living an extravagant life or what you buy. Sometimes there's a way you will save money that you
That's nice. There's a way you save money.
There's a way you save money that you need to understand that you have money trauma. Wow. You can afford this thing, but then you are depriving yourself because you don't want to go back to being poor.
Well, like a rich man buying an expensive car and cover it at home, saying that I just want to show people that I can buy it.
Someone that has money but is very stingy and be money trauma.
As it had. Oh God. Okay, now based on this movie, because I don't want us to give that spoiler alert so that people will just so that they can. We are going to put the movie description on our description. The movie there. But there's something I noticed. Now that Odogwu is showering Shoma a lot of gifts. And you now imagine a guy that is working 9 to 5, earning 150,000 naira in Nigeria, that's not even enough for him to cater for himself and transport and housing. Want to buy 17,000 USD necklace, giving us time every day. Imagine Odogwu literally waited outside in the house that he bought and the company property that he bought. Waited for a lady. Oh God, if that is not love. But Odogwu have time, Odogwu have had that money, Odogwu have every resources to sway that game. Now imagine, this is my question. If Odogwu did not have money, do you think Shoma will still go for Odogwu?
To be fair and to be truthful, no.
Why you want more to just drag me? Ladies don't talk. What do you want me to? I cannot disagree with the ladies.
Why I said no is because she was looking at the perspective of he's staying in Anambra, she's in Lagos, which is looking at it that he has a life in Anambra, she has a life in Lagos. If he did not have the money, there's no way you could have been able to pursue her. Because he flew all the way from Anambra to Lagos to collect her number.
With a lot of dancing.
Yourself now.
I don't
Yourself
believe that.
now.
Yeah, I think she's saying the truth, really. 100% the truth. You can't disagree with women, really. Because, love, I don't like when people say love is expensive. Love is not expensive.
It should be simple.
For relationship.
It's really
It's very expensive.
You need to have money. And I'm really sorry to the brother that's making 150,000. The reality is, if I just hope that the girlfriend you have is not taking this movie to heart, because the demand is so high, man.
We have understanding girlfriend.
You need to have very, very understanding girlfriend, because if she's taking it to heart, really, you can't meet it. You can't meet it.
You can never meet that requirement.
This is Odogu standard, coming all the way from Anambra with Tuguru.
Someone will just take a next flight to. That's another kind of.
That's another thing I noticed. Odogu, because of booty call, fly all the way from Anambra.
Like it took the next available flight. It's in Lagos. Straight up.
Bro.
Come and tell me what you were talking about by the phone.
Bro, but I think standards are nice, because standards work in two ways. It will help you to double your hustle, to attain it.
Or know your limits.
But also to know your limits. So it can really be funny, but whichever way, I hope you have an understanding girlfriend.
That movie alone have about 11 million views. That's
massive.
Over 11 million
Fantastic
views.
Movie, I really enjoyed.
Now, the problem now is 11.6 million Nigerians. Let's say statistically, let's say 80% saw that movie. That means about 9.something million. 9.something million ladies have saw that movie. And I don't think all these 9.something million ladies have Odogu in their life, except for the person that just bought Lamborghini. Really?
Wait, see, why not carry me on the Kobo con make a just one for this me?
I'm just thinking.
I think one of the reasons why I like the movie, and I just want to tell people to go and watch it, is that I think for the male perspective, it makes us understand exactly what Nigerian women want.
Exactly.
Most Nigerian women, what they want. So you know the rules by which you are playing.
Yes, sir.
This is the rules. The reality is, try. If you can, I don't want to say try and meet it, but try your best, because this is the standard Nigerian lady. Because when you have 11 million, let's assume that 60% of the people that watch that movie, 80% of the people that watch that movie are women.
Yes.
Oh God.
So that means
most of them are like, I want an Odogu in my life. They are saying Odogu have set a standard, and every man has to meet that standard.
But the reality is,
Aye.
It's tough, man.
There's even a lady in our podcast, The Convo here, that said the era of Odogu have gone. That he wants people that deal with containers. Containers.
You know, there's difference between Odogu and Odogu silencer.
No, but this one is not just Odogu, it's Odogu Parara.
Odogu Parara. So the standard is really high. But the standard is really high. I know some ladies will experience this. They experience this in their personal life in terms of meeting a man like Odogu. But I think what we can just learn as men is to understand the demands of what women want. Try to be more, in quotes, romantic. Try to be more spontaneous. Try to be more sacrificial
and intentional, right?
Yes, very, 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 very
and intentional.
Intentional.
Okay, now before we end, I just have like 2 or 3 more questions to go. Really, now the first question I want to ask is that now that we know Odogu is Odogu silencer or Odogu Parara, but my main bone of contention is this: toxic boss.
Oh,
yeah.
As in, it's like you are saying something about female boss. No. Female boss.
No,
I personally said one of the best boss I had in the bank sector as at that time was a wonderful woman that helped me even during COVID-19, and she was so fantastic. But I've been hearing people saying that the most difficult of them all are the female bosses. So what's your take, Amaka first, female boss? What do you think about them?
But first, before I say anything about that, we also have male bosses that are toxic too.
Yeah.
I've witnessed that. I've experienced that like firsthand. I've experienced a very toxic male boss. And trust me, it's not even good.
Wow. Oh, so we can't say it's a gender thing, right?
No, it's not a gender thing, but people already generalize it that women are difficult in nature. So most times when they are given power, they tend to like abuse it. You know, most times they'll tell you a female, she has cramps, she has menstrual cramps, she has ovulation cramps, everything. So most times.
What do you
financial cramps?
Odogu cramps.
And again, aside that, also, if she does not have a happy home, sorry, your workspace is not going to be nice.
Yeah.
So that if you notice, the boss in that movie, she's female, she's not married.
Yeah.
So I think she took the anger and the bitterness from within and she was pouring it out.
And Odogu really show her Pepe.
Oh, it was very, very.
Yeah.
When he said, repeat after me, I am saying.
I'm saying.
Like,
I have to say it. It's true. It's true. You can't be doing that, really.
Because how would you call somebody at 3 a.m. and you are shouting? Like, don't you sleep?
To her defense, really, she sent 2 emails.
By that time, am I not supposed to sleep?
Now wizard. I don't know which. Now which way they sleep. No, I think in terms of female bosses, as I said, with due respect to my female bosses that I've had, amazing women. But I think this is just one experience that I've come to understand that sometimes female bosses can be tough.
Yeah.
And I think not just because of the cramps or I'm not even, that's not my own point of view, but I just believe that sometimes, you know, when you are a lady and you get a position like that, or you have a business like that, you always want to prove a point. Like a woman can also do this.
Okay.
And sometimes also you have to understand that most women are what we call conscientious.
Okay.
In the sense of a woman wants things to be done perfectly. Some men might just be like overlook things, overlook it, but a woman wants it to be done according to pattern. Sometimes when you have that as a boss, you need to understand that, you know, this woman I'm working with wants things to be done perfectly. And sometimes they can be over the top, very, very tough on you. But I believe a lot of things I've learned today, I learned under female bosses. It's just that also I'm not someone that likes that someone should not be controlling me all around. So maybe that's why I'm having an issue with it. But and I think one of the things I like about most female bosses is today. Whatever happens today has gone. Yeah. There is no carryover.
Yes,
whatever mistake you made yesterday, it was yesterday. Today's a new day. And I really enjoy that because there's no over link of I really like that. Okay.
There's one of my friends said, I will not call the parent's name, that if you are working under a female boss, know that if you come in as a gatesman, you may end up with gatesman, chef, house help, cleaner, massager. Now imagine you came in as a farm manager, you end up being the PA, the PRO, the public.
You know, I don't know why that is.
You have to do the full timetable too.
I don't know. I know definitely there are men also that do that
right?
thing. I think it's something generally to talk about bosses or employers in Nigeria. Please, let's stick to the job role. But exactly. And even though you want to even extend the scope of the job, let it be something that is related. How can a gateman be a chef? They don't join now.
Do you want to be poisoned?
Join now. But I also feel that some of these bosses, they also, I know that competent people are very, very scarce. So when they say a competent person, they always want to
train the person.
Okay, I have a gateman. Or maybe my gateman comes from a particular tribe that can cook. I'm not saying there are some tribes that cannot cook.
Oh, there are some tribes that cannot cook.
But there are some tribes that you have to give them credence. They know how to cook.
Respect. So
my gateman comes from this thing and he can cook good food. And maybe the gateman himself can go do mistake one day. Don't go show you, madam, are you cook? So they kind of overstretch. The guy might never have an issue with overstretching the responsibility, but please pay him well for taking up another role. That's
okay. Now,
I don't know if Amaka said something.
No.
Amaka said a lot about that, but I don't want to put her on
the spot.
But finally, I just want to talk about, I don't know, this is not a tribe issue, but the role that mothers takes in pressuring their daughters to get married. Yeah. And pimping them, should I say pimping or giving them like a date straight line? I have 7 men in line for you. You understand? The pressure that, do you think that this type of pressure have caused a lot of women to enter a very wrong relationship?
Yes, I believe so. I believe that pressure can actually cause, because you just be like, this person again, I don't want these talks on when are you bringing a man. So let me just stick with this person. Even if you know this is not the person for you, you've seen the red flags, but you're like, let's just keep patching it just because you want to run away from the pressure.
That's true. That's for sure. What do you think?
I think marital pressure is something that is very, very tough.
But is it an African thing?
Majorly an African thing, because I believe other societies have been able to desensitize or like reduce the meaning that marriage holds, maybe because of the rate of divorce in those nations. But I think Africa will still, because of maybe divorce has no consequence, even though I'm not a supporter of divorce, but the divorce doesn't really have any consequence for most people in Africa. So they still want to. But the reality is, you know, in relationship, I used to say this, that whenever you want to get married, there are two things that marriage involves, like majorly. The first thing is there is a bond of marriage. And number two is there is a title of marriage. A lot of people, because of the pressure, are taking the title. I just want to be called a missus. I just want to be a wife. But the reality is, when you take the title without the bond, it's a life of frustration.
That's true.
It's a life that ultimately leads to maybe a divorce. Try as much as possible. Don't be under pressure. I don't know, maybe I used to see that people used to say maybe men don't have as much pressure. But the reality is, I met a couple, parents. These are people that I can call my parents. I'm not actually my parents, but I can call them my parents. And they told me over the week, they say, please don't rush into marriage.
Imagine.
And I was like, I'm living a different life, man. Well, I just need that for women, for ladies, please, parents, stop pressuring them. Because marriage is not about how long, it's about how well. So don't pressure them. Let people find. And I know sometimes love can be so much funny in terms of you can love somebody and it might not work out with the person.
Exactly.
Don't because of marriage, just jump into a relationship with just anybody that can make a ring. And you now become frustrated. I'm not enjoying this marriage. Please, marry for the bond, not the title.
Okay. I have a question.
Okay,
so
there's a question. Okay.
Yes.
Post us.
So there's this words that people say that or married couple, they'll be like, I fell in love with this person, along the line this person changed.
Yeah.
This person is not who I fell in love with. So what would you say about that?
Okay, I think I can just say one or two things about that. It's not that the person changed, it's just that the true color is showing.
Yeah, for most of them, really.
Yes. Because, okay, I've seen someone experiencing terrible disrespect at home right now. Terrible, absolutely terrible. And there's one thing about women is that women can't deal with familiarity. Don't see, if you are too familiar with your father, we insult your father. Yes, women can't deal with see, drag me for this. When you are together with somebody for so long, at one point what we call see finish will enter. And when see finish enter, you start showing some tantrums. Number one, especially all these Christian sisters out there. Especially all these Christian, after they start, the night of wedding, you are always opening. After 3 years, 5 years in the marriage, you are always closing. I'm praying.
That's on that topic, please.
So, is that the true color? There's one thing about people before they get married, is that we literally gauge all the behaviors that we have.
Exactly.
We want to present a perfect picture,
and that's manipulation.
And that is the highest form of manipulation. So when you enter into the marriage and you notice that you are comfortable, especially even guys, this is not about gender now. Especially guys also. You just see them unnecessarily comfortable, and you see a man saying that, woman, I'm leaving, and 3 months the guy is not available. Coming back home, he's back, drop money, leave again. I know some people say it's peace of mind, but for me, when there is too much of familiarity, it tends to have problem. And that is why, that is why, I know I'm talking too much about this. That is why you see some men jumping for side chicks, because the side chick does not need too much of familiarity. The side chick actually just need money, and in return, it's transactional. In return, it's giving you pleasure, the peace of mind and pleasure your wife will not give you. There are certain styles of men that just want to go home, have a good night rest without noise, and the wife is already at the door nagging.
Yeah, and I think to add to what
you support me. Interesting.
No,
don't support me.
No, I know support you, but to add to some of the things you said. First of all, we're not in support of side chicks. Okay. So that's one statement. So we were just using
that as an why example. It's not me.
As an example, that is why some men. Not so that not say, they support side chicks. Because I don't know how people they do things, but I think people that say people change, there could be many reasons why they change. But I think the majority of the reasons why they change, one particular one that they ask major show why they change is they did not change.
Yes.
You saw them for who they are. But love blind your eye. You saw the signs. The signs are always there. I know a lot of people do this bait and switch in terms of when they are ready. That's why the pressure of marriage also leads people to present themselves in light that they are not actually, what they are not actually, just to get married. And as you said, comfort reveals.
Exactly.
So that's why for a lady that is looking for a husband, for a guy that's looking for a wife, the best thing you need to do in your relationship is let that person put them in the right amount of comfort.
Exactly.
So that you can see their true character. People saw these signs, but maybe because the guy was in love or the girl was in love, they chose to ignore the signs.
Yeah.
And sometimes people will present themselves as in a different light because there's a motivation there. First of all, the first motivation sometimes is I want to get married. When they get married, the dopamine and the rush of getting married has expired. Now, the next thing they give themselves is I want to have children. Now, after giving birth to the firstborn, the next one is I want to have as many children as possible.
Yes.
It comes to a point where there's no other motivation again. And that's why you begin to see that the disrespect comes out. The familiarity comes out. For both husband and both wife. For the reality is nothing kills relationship, nothing kills marriages more than familiarity. Get rid of familiarity.
And for me as a man, I believe that men love three things. And I know it's like overstated and people have said it too many times. Number one, men love sex. Whether you like it or not, they love it.
YouTube.
Okay, YouTube. But men just like...
Men love... pleasurable friction.
Check with the this one. Don't worry.
Okay. Shout out to
Charles Apoki.
It's an amazing man.
Okay. Men love pleasurable friction. Number two, men love food. People think that this is not real. Men love good food. Most of them may not like eating too much, but they love good food.
Yeah.
And the last one is the best of all, that you love so much, is respect. Men can sleep on respect. In fact, men can do without that to a real while and have respect.
So what do women want?
Me? Yes, let's answer now. I don't know.
Based on the movie.
No.
Be intentional.
No, based on the movie.
Give us USD.
Yes.
Jewelry.
See, the reality is
many.
Naira doesn't cut it now. We deal in dollars. Speaking for the women now.
Nobody wants to collect Naira.
Nobody wants to collect Naira. Deal in dollars, man.
So lastly, on that movie, see the way they are calling money. Ojogo is really doing well.
Boy.
When they calculate all the money, it's going to about $100,000.
The very first time he spent money in that movie, he bought a building and he paid cash.
Yeah.
What goes around with that huge sum of money?
Honestly.
Not even transfer.
And based on the movie, we are very sure that building was at VI.
Yes.
So you should know how expensive.
How expensive it is.
And he paid cash.
Yeah.
Bullion van. Okay, finally. We don't want to talk about mothers alone. We want to talk about fathers. What is the effect of fatherlessness in the life of a child? Like, take for example, assuming the father is more involved, maybe this lady will have heard his side of his story and maybe end up having healing. Because I said it while we are seeing the movie that a lot of broken people are available in this world. So many people are broken and they are not healed before they enter into the next relationship. And that is why the cycle is only going on. In fact, the brokenness enter into marriage and become a divorce cycle. Now we are now seeing baby mamas or baby mothers everywhere. Single mothers. Yeah. So my question is, the effect of fatherlessness. Does fatherlessness have that big impact on their children?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Okay.
Because the father figure, the role of a father is to be the head.
Okay.
To dictate how things should be done in the house.
Authority figure.
And sometimes there are a certain thing a child would do that the mother alone cannot correct the child. They need that manliness to just show presence that this thing you are doing, you shouldn't be doing it. Sometimes children tend to disrespect their mom more than their father.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. Wow.
Yeah, I think to add to what, because you said a lot of things that are very, very correct in the sense of, I like the word manliness.
Yeah.
I like that word. It's a very, very masculine manliness. I believe, and I see some people say, even during Father's Day, they say, this is my mom that has become a man and everything. Those things are jargons, man.
Fallacy for the pit of
fallacy.
I know I'm a woman, and me saying this, I might get dragged because people were like,
people
always saying single mother. We have to give a shout out to single mother. It's not easy, but then with every dysfunction in the society, if you trace it back, you will notice that a home that a father is not present is part of it.
It's part of it. I think I see. I'm enjoying. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here because truly the best of a single mother is still a single mother. The best of a mother is still a mother. The best of a father is still a father. No one can play the two roles.
Yes.
You can only try. And the role of a father is not just to provide. It's much more than that. I mean, people limit it to just providing. So if a woman can provide for her children, she's a man. No, she's just a providing woman. Let's get it right. So
providing woman.
The reality is we need men in our homes. Because first, I think psychologists, I don't want to call psychology, but psychologists have done it that women with present fathers.
Yes.
They tend to have certain demands with their relationship. They know what they will take and what they will not take. You can't just bring rubbish to them. I like a phrase you used to use where you tell them that, I think your sister mentioned something like that.
Yes.
Shout out to her. So you mentioned something when she said, when the guy was trying to do rubbish and said, I'm loved at home.
Yes, so I'm loved at home.
Straight up. They love me for house.
Yeah, and you can see that there was a particular scene that people might not have caught up on this movie. That's why you need to watch the movie. Where first time Odogu took her out. She was willing to, because when she saw that kind of love Odogu gave her, she was willing to give Odogu the cookie, to give him the
sweet cookies,
the road to Jerusalem. Why?
Where they expect him.
The standards are not there because she's just, she's
new to the whole thing.
She's new to the whole thing. So she's that vulnerable. Anybody can just get access as quick as possible. I'm not sure you can get anybody, but I'm just saying this is what we saw. So the reality is, please, we need fathers at home. I'm speaking to fathers. Please, this baby mama lifestyle.
You need to just stop.
It doesn't profit anybody. It profits the woman, might profit the man. But the reality is, children, it doesn't profit them.
It doesn't profit them.
Every child needs.
Disturb them psychologically.
Yeah, disturb them psychology. It affects them a lot. Every child needs a present father, a loving father, a disciplined father.
Yeah.
Everyone needs a loving mother, a present mother, and a disciplined mother. I think that's what makes healthy children.
And that's why most people, they end up with daddy issues, especially for girls. You just see that because they have daddy issues, they are just overcompensating.
They have nothing to any small affection like this.
But there's a twist side to this whole situation, because we have fathers that just let their daughter, they don't tell their daughter what to do, how to do it, way too. So you see women growing up behaving in a certain pattern, and when their husband said this is wrong, they will tell you that I wasn't corrected about this. So literally, is either you are wrong because my father or my friend around me or my mother did not tell me that this is wrong.
And it's both ways.
Yeah.
So that we don't both men and women. Both men and women. Sorry that I cut.
No.
I cut you off. I think there's something I posted some weeks ago or a week ago. My status where I said there are 3 things that makes one an adult.
Yeah.
The first one is responsibility.
Yes.
If you don't have any responsibility, you're not an adult.
Yeah.
You might be 50 years, you're not an adult. You need responsibility to be an adult. Secondly, you need to be able to handle criticism.
Yes. So
very true.
You need to be able to handle criticism. You need to.
Yeah.
And third one is you must have self-worth. You must self-worth. You must be accountable to yourself. Self-aware. That's the word. Thank you, Amaka. You need to be self-aware. You need to be self-aware. You need to be able to have understanding of boundaries for yourself.
Exactly.
And the reality is that a lot of people have not been criticized, both men and women.
Yes, so it has been like that.
Some parents are not doing the job. The job of a parent is not just to love. The Bible, which we are also going to see because we say it on the Common Podcast here, is thy rod and thy staff comfort me. The parent is about rod
and the staff.
comfort, guidance, and also discipline, correction. So people are not being corrected, and sometimes when you now come to sometimes for a lot of people, this is the last thing I'll say. Sometimes for a lot of people, the first correction they are getting in their life is from their husband,
and that has been
it's a terrible problem. Or from their wife,
from their wives, husband and wife. Is it that way?
Yes,
now that has been the problem. Imagine you are talking to an adult or so-called adult, and they're telling you things like, "That is where we are. That is you are
not that way. You are not that way.
You are not that way."
Christ, okay,
it is wrong. Christ is what?
Christ accepted you, loved you the way you are, but doesn't want you to remain the way you are.
Exactly.
Change in the name of.
So on this note, we have to leave.
Amaka, I text Amaka.
I know, but I'm thinking of Amaka. Jump on it.
Have the final note, please.
Jump on it.
So as it said, spare the rod and spoil the child.
Hi, Amaka, you go be good mother.
Funny thing is, Amaka, sorry, if you spare the rod, you spoil the child. If you spare the staff, you spoil the child. Two ways that spoil the child. If you discipline them too much, you spoil them. If you love them too much, you spoil them. Use it together.
So there should be a balance.
That's the last word, yeah.
There should be a balance. Shout out to all parents. It's not easy. It's really not easy.
Yes,
everybody has a lot to say about all this. Until you become a parent, you don't know how difficult it is.
You are not a professional now until you know. Until you get to that deep day. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And also, we are saying it one more time, shout out to our amazing artwork guy. He's awesome. You can see how beautiful it is. Zuma Art.
Amazing
you can patronize it.
guy.
Amaka, you are not the disappoint. On point, man.
Amaka not the disappoint. Amaka on point.
We'll put it there. Next time I'm going to be hosting this show, I'm going to say, Amaka on point.
On point.
You guys are making me blush. I'm becoming very shy.
Amaka shy. God help us.
Why shall I shy? Shouldn't I shy?
Shegun, it's nice seeing you.
It's good to be here.
Let me shop your knuckle too. Yeah, thank you. So guys, watch the full episode. Watch the first episode. Our ladies are doing wonderful work up there. So watch the episode. And also, this is a Faith Africa production. And our sister podcast is Vertical Football Podcast. Just check out Vertical Football Podcast. Football lovers, it's awesome. And also to our amazing backroom staff, thank you so much. Swale, Rashford, AY, Ayobami, Diolu. Fantastic guy. Thank you so much. Now till we meet again, always remember there is always a movie to review. Check out how it fits into your life. Bye-bye.
Aye.